everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited today to share you my Aldi grocery haul. I spent $198 and I got a ton of food. I love Aldi. It saves my family so much money. We are a family of 6 and I also do daycare, so we go through a lot of groceries, and Aldi is one way we save money. I'm also going to share with you my meal plan for the week, and I also have 2 recipes to share with you today. So I think let's just do it. I categorized all of my groceries kind of into different groups so you can get a good overview of what I got. Let's go. All right, let's start out with our fresh produce. I typically only buy what's on sale every week, even at Aldi. And raspberries were on sale this week, so I picked up 3 of those. Bananas are just an every week buy. Grapes were also on sale, as were oranges and sweet potatoes, broccoli, baby carrots, and then I picked up Granny Smith apples, which were on sale because I am going to my mom's for Thanksgiving and I'm supposed to bring apple pies. So that's what those are for. And then for breads, I picked up 2 loaves of this multi-grain Fit and Active bread. Also some everything bagels. We like these with peanut butter, and then blueberry bagels, which we like with cream cheese. And then every week we always need tortillas. I try and do 1 meal with tortillas every week, so I picked up 2 of these 100% whole wheat tortillas. All right, now on to pantry items. I picked up just 2 jars of pasta sauce. 'Tis the season for everything pumpkin, and I ran out of pumpkin pie spice, so that was a necessity. I'm also supposed to bring mashed potatoes and gravy to my mom, so while I was there and I saw this gravy there, I just picked up a bunch of jars of this. I usually just buy the jar gravy and then I kind of spruce it up. And just kind of stocking a few pantry things: cream of mushroom soup, cream of chicken soup, tomato soup, carrots and green beans. Somehow I missed buying peas. I don't know, I had all my kids with me, so I'm blaming it on that. I picked up a couple cans of corn, a can of mushrooms, because I couldn't remember if I had any of those. All right, and then my daycare kids really like these. We'll do that for a snack one day. I was almost out of vegetable oil, and my 3-year-old really wanted marshmallows, so I said, why not? These are going in our bin in our pantry for school snacks, and pretzels for daycare snacks. Some Honey Nut Cheerios. Every Friday afternoon at daycare is cereal day, and I let them pick between a few different kinds. This is one of them. These are to also go in my kids' basket for snacks for school, along with these lemon bars that they really like. This is actually for a recipe I'm going to show you today. And then we were all out of popcorn. Normally I don't buy popcorn at Aldi, but that's where I was at today. And then I also picked up some strawberry jam. We needed a new bottle of ranch, and then my husband brings Pop-Tarts to work, so I picked up another box of that. But that is everything that's going into my pantry. Moving on to the freezer section, I just picked up a few different kinds of vegetables to go in my freezer. Every day when my husband comes home for lunch, I cook him lunch, so I figured this would be a quick and easy meal for at some point. This is for a recipe this week. These are for dinner this week. I really have no plans for these corn dogs, but sometimes life doesn't always go as planned, and I just need a quick meal because I can't let my 4 kids go hungry. So those are just to go in my freezer for sometime when I need them. Then I picked up just a couple bags of medium cooked shrimp, and I have quite a few recipes that I do with these tater tots, and so I always keep a bag of those in my freezer as well. Oh, and back here, these my husband also brings to work for breakfast, so I picked up a box of those. And that's everything I got from the freezer section. I'm trying not to show you my dirty dishes in the sink here, but this is kind of like the dairy stuff that I picked up. Just some sliced cheese, some string cheese. I normally don't get the spirals, but I thought that'd be fun for something different. Butter was on sale, so I picked up 3 of those. I also use this for baking. And then I also got cream cheese for our bagels, and then another one for a recipe. And then my husband brings yogurt tubes. My kids like these. I also will freeze a box and put them in for my kids' snacks for school. It's nice because then it's like unthawed and still cold by the time they have snack, and it works out really nicely. Actually, normally you would see shredded cheese here, but I had plenty, so I did not get shredded cheese this week. But there's what I got for dairy. Alright, and then for meat at Aldi, I don't usually buy a ton of meat at Aldi, but that's where I just really didn't want to go to another store this week. So I picked up this pack of chicken breasts and a package of pork country style ribs, and also these are just beef hot dogs for daycare. Alright, and then for drinks, we really don't drink much in our house besides for milk and water. I picked up this for my son and other 1-year-olds in my daycare. Then I have 3 gallons of 1%, which usually I buy more gallons of 1% than this, but somehow we had a couple extra last week. I'm not sure why. Maybe we've been drinking too much eggnog. And then we really don't drink juice in our family, but sometimes when the kids want something different besides water to drink, I'll pour them some fruit water in a cup. And my husband also likes bringing these to work. Alright, and lastly, just a few miscellaneous things we picked up this week. I picked up these 2 packages of batteries. They're 24 packs, and I think they were like $5.48 or something like that, which is pretty inexpensive. I don't know if they really last as good as name brand batteries, but super inexpensive anyway. Then it's kind of a tradition in our house that the kids' Grandma Tina started to get them an advent calendar every year. So I picked up one of those for each of my kids, and then one for their cousin Sierra too. And then last but not least, gotta have some toilet paper. We are also running low on paper towels, so I picked up one of those. I hope you enjoyed that little grocery haul. I got all of my groceries put away, and now it's time to make lunch. This is one of my favorite quick, easy dinners to make. This makes a pretty big batch, so if you don't want this much, you can definitely half this recipe. But first you're just going to take 2 pounds of ground beef and brown it in your skillet. And then of course when you're done, you'll want to drain all of the fat. Now I am just adding 5 cups of milk to the pot, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, then just half a cup of ketchup and as much mustard as you like to taste. We don't like a ton of mustard, but I do drizzle some on there. And then just mix it up and bring it to a boil. Next, you will stir in 2 boxes of your shells and cheese pasta like I'm using, or obviously you can use the name brand Velveeta cheese pasta. And after that, you will cover and simmer on medium-low heat about 10 minutes or until the pasta is tender. When the pasta is done cooking, you can go ahead and stir in both of the cheese sauce packets, and then I just eyeball it, but I put in about half a cup of sour cream, and then I also add 1 can of drained diced tomatoes, and then I mix it all up really well. And that is it. We love this recipe in our house. I usually pair it with a side of veggies, and there you go. Next, I'm going to share with you this shrimp and steak fajitas recipe. I love this recipe because it is a one-pan recipe, which means less cleanup. First, in a small bowl, you will mix 2½ teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1½ teaspoons of chili powder, 1½ teaspoons of onion powder, 1½ teaspoons of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. Then lastly, you'll just add 1½ teaspoons of paprika, smoked if you have it, and then you will mix that up. Next, I am just taking a gallon Ziploc and adding in 1 tablespoon of lime juice, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and ½ a tablespoon of soy sauce. Then I will add in about 2/3 of my spices and mix that all up really well. Then I am adding my steak to the bag. This is a 2-pound round steak. You could also use a flank steak. Then I am just going to let this marinate while I prep the rest of dinner. This is the shrimp you saw in my grocery haul. I'm just going to take all of the tails off of them. And if you have a cute little 3-year-old helper, that's just a bonus. Kova is adding in the rest of the seasoning for me and mixing that up while I cut up the veggies. For veggies, you will need 2 sweet bell peppers. I'm using an orange and red one today. And then you will also need an onion. Next, I am just adding all of my veggies to a baking sheet that I have lined with tin foil, and then I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and just give that a toss. Then I'm going to add my marinated steak to the pan and put this in the oven at 450 degrees for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I'm going to take my steak off of the pan and add my shrimp on there. Then I'm going to broil it on high for about 3 to 4 minutes, just until the shrimp is heated. Then I am just slicing up my steak, cutting against the grain. And you can certainly dice your steak smaller than this. That's what we end up doing for our kids. And then you're just going to add that back onto the pan. And when you fix your fajitas, you just add some steak, some shrimp, some of the vegetables. And then we like to kind of just make them into like tacos. We like adding shredded cheese, sour cream, lettuce, tomatoes, and cilantro. Alright, and then lastly, I'm just going to share with you my meal plan, which I just usually jot down in a random notebook I have laying in my kitchen. But it really helps me out to meal plan for the week, because then I know if I need to take things out of the freezer to have them unthawed, to cook them, or if I need to start dinner in the crock pot, or when I get up in the morning, I know what we're having for breakfast and I can start getting it ready. So I'll share this with you. It's super helpful to do this. Alright, so for Monday, we're going to have waffles for breakfast. And I get up early in the morning and make these, and then I stick them in the oven on low and serve them to kids as they're ready for breakfast. For lunch, we're gonna have our leftover cheeseburger shell pasta that I made earlier in this video. We're gonna have, and then I have to plan snacks because I do daycare. So this day we're gonna have banana bread and milk, and then for dinner we're gonna have a teriyaki chicken casserole. This is actually a busy night for us, but this is an easy one I can make before we leave for dance class and stick in the oven on low, and then we can eat it when we get back. Tuesday, we're gonna have a bagel for breakfast, usually with cream cheese, and with all of these, we always have fruit and veggies at lunch. We always have fruit with breakfast, and so we do have veggies and sides in there too. I just write down the main course. So we'll have a bagel, and then you saw me make the shrimp and steak fajitas. Well, I'm gonna dice all that up, the leftovers, and make quesadillas with cheese for lunch. For snack, we're gonna have yogurt and apples. And then for dinner, we're gonna have slow cooker potato casserole. Then Wednesday, I'm gonna do eggs and hash browns for breakfast. And then grilled cheese for lunch, a banana and peanut butter for snack, and cheeseburgers for dinner. Then Thursday, we'll have French toast for breakfast, and then we'll have goulash for lunch, zucchini cookies and milk for snack, Parmesan crusted chicken and sweet potato fries for dinner. Friday, we're gonna have oatmeal for breakfast, and then we always do fun lunches at least one day a week. So for this, the kids love these lunches the best. They're given like healthy things, but they're more like a snack. So like we might have like string cheese and apples and peanut butter, or boiled egg, yogurt, raw veggies, whatever fruit I have in my fridge, just something more of a snacky lunch. On Friday, we also always have cereal for snack. As you can see, we don't have cereal at breakfast time because it just doesn't stick with the kids long enough, but it makes a great snack. So we have cereal and milk. And then Friday night is leftover night. And I honestly just kind of wing it a little bit on the weekends because we're so busy, but there is my weekly meal plan for this week. Alright, that is it for this video. If you want to see any of these other recipes that I did not share in this video, let me know in the comments below. And let me know if you have an Aldi near you and if you shop there and if there's anything that you buy there that I need to try. So thank you so much for watching and have a great day.